Hey guys, this is Tolga Demero with AgencyZoom, co-founder and also a fellow ALSA agent. I'm here to quickly talk about the updates that AgencyZoom's coming out with to fully support and complement Allstate's new welcome email that's going to be released in early 2018, January of 2018. Okay, we already have in place, ready to go, updates to our onboarding process that are going to be extremely important to your agency to implement and to continue to implement. Okay. And the reason we're putting these updates in place is because we really like the fact that Allstate came out with this welcome email. But what we want to make sure of, and what you have to make sure of, is that that email gets opened up and action is taken on it, and that email does not turn into one of those emails that customers don't open, like e-policy and DriveWise, things that fill up your email box at 2 a.m. because the customer didn't do what they're supposed to do. Okay, so we've implemented updates to our onboarding process, which is going to make sure that the open rate is really high on that. But guess what? There's a little bit more to it. We've implemented features in this new process that's going to make sure your agency gets customer referrals, and not just a couple customer referrals, a lot of customer referrals. Because I've already tried this in my agency. We're already running with this in my agency, and it works, gang. We're getting customer referrals left and right, and we're putting no effort into it. It's automated. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, how we're going to get your agency higher retention, but also get your agency customer referrals, which means new sales, in a second. But what I want you to understand why we're doing this. The reason why we're doing this is quite simple. It's not rocket science at all. Your customer is going to get a beautiful email from Allstate. It's called a welcome email. It's going to help them do things like register at allstate.com, mobile app. It's going to be one hub where they can also download their ID cards, etc. Okay? But who did they just talk to before they signed up for a policy with your agency? They didn't talk to Allstate Corporate, right? They talked to LSP John Smith, for example. And so that's why continuing to use our onboarding process and activating the new changes is going to be extremely important, because right after they get off the phone with talking with John Smith and getting this new policy with your agency, they're going to get this awesome welcome packet and email from John Smith. And it's going to look like John Smith hand wrote that email specifically for this customer. And in that letter, it's going to help and make sure that the open rate goes up and you get referrals. So let's talk about that, okay? Here's a sneak peek of what the new template's going to look like for our onboarding process. Of course, we're still going to produce that beautiful welcome packet that you're accustomed to, but the new template that you'll be able to activate, okay? You won't be able to activate it until the Allstate feature is actually released in your state, which is typically January of 2018. At that time, you'll get more communication from us that it's ready for you to activate. You simply click one button and you're done. It's that simple. And basically, the letter is straightforward. It's from producer John Smith. It says, "Welcome to Allstate in my agency." And then it talks about 3 important steps to joining your agency, okay? So step 1 is tells them straight up, right after they got off the phone, you're going to be getting an important welcome email from Allstate. And it tells them a little bit about what that email does. But if that customer is eager to register at Allstate right now and download the mobile app, why don't we help them do that as well? So it gives them some helpful links to get a head start on that. Step 2 is sign and return all necessary documents, right? Because you might have important documents that you've included, like the E&O protection letter or maybe trailing docs or something in that welcome packet that you want the customer to sign. So we're going to make sure they still do that. Step 3 is the key, okay? So step 1, we're helping to make sure that the open rate on that welcome email is as high as possible, okay? We're reiterating that process. And if you don't think you have to do this, if you think you can skip this step, you're wrong. Because think about DriveWise and e-policy. Your your producer's probably telling the customer, hey, you need to download the DriveWise app. You need to do this and that. You need to sign up for ePolicy. They don't do it, and that's why we get all these emails at 2 a.m. You have to have a process that reiterates to the customer in writing what they need to do. And that's what step one's doing. Step three is all about getting your agency referrals. Now, I'm just going to give you a little 10,000 foot scope on what it does, but it's amazing. It's really, really cool. So really, it just talks about, hey, it's straightforward. I want you to refer me to your friends and family. If you feel like I gave you 5 stars, referral is the best way you can show me your appreciation, okay? Then it says, most of my clients refer 2 to 3 people. I'm only asking you for one. Here's the awesome part that we implemented. There is a link there. That is a special link just for your customer and just for your producer. As soon as your customer clicks that link, it's going to take them to an extremely mobile-friendly website where they can, with their fingers, input their friends and family name, phone number, and email, and they can click submit. And it starts them with one, but they can add as many as they want. As soon as they hit submit on that, it's going to automatically send an email to the producer that wrote that, and it's going to say new customer referrals. And then in the body of that email, it's going to tell them, hey, you were just referred the following people from customer ABC. And it's going to have that information in there. All right. So it's a purely automated customer referral process that's touching the customer at the exact point that you want to touch them, which is right after you made the sale, right after you made them happy. And it works, gang. It's already working in my agency. We're already seeing the results, and it's going to work in yours. We're going to get you guys more details about these updates closer to the time that we release this to everybody, but I just wanted to give you a sneak peek. Thank you so much.